Hi everyone, sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties. Blender wasn't quite working, but I think we're good. Let me just double check and I'm gonna do a sound check really quickly. All right, we got a sound, everything's working. Yay, welcome back, day 3 of character modeling in Blender. I have been doing a little work ahead of today's stream. Couple things that I went ahead and did. I went ahead and labeled everything so that we can start organizing. I do need to put all of these spirals into a collection as well, and we'll make this hair strands. Oh my. So we'll make this hair strands, create. Okay, so a couple things to get us updated on where we were yesterday. So yesterday when I left, we had our model and we were deciding on the type of hair that I was going to do and how I was going to create the hair. I did finally figure out how to use the path to create a hair strand. So it was actually a path node. So if you'll notice, when I manipulate this Bezier circle, it changes the shape of the hair strand. So that is also an option that we can do for the hair strand to create a little bit more of like a dynamic strand. So we do have that option there. And then I also went ahead and created a bunch of hair strands of different dimensions and kind of like curl patterns. We have someone that kind of taper at the end or at the top, and then some that taper at the end. We have thicker, skinnier, looser, tighter curls. Then we also have this default one. I went ahead and alt duplicated a few strands just to see what it would look like. I also created like this cap underneath, so I just simply duplicated the top of the head and rotated it back a little bit to just give us some underneath texture for the hair. And I went ahead and sculpted the face a little bit more, gave it a little bit more definition, and I added this little eyeliner piece. We will have to do some proportional editing to kind of shrink wrap these items onto the model a little bit better eventually. We'll probably shrink wrap the hair on the head as well, but for now we're just kind of roughly placing things. And then, I also went ahead and created a texture map so that if we want to draw, let me go back. If we want to draw on our model, we can do that as well. So I can add some detail onto the model for, different things. So if we want to, let's say, let me just do really tiny. So like if we wanted to add some lipstick, we could do it that way, you know what I mean? And we could really just like amp up the texture in that way. So I just wanted to kind of set us up for success today. But I'm really excited to be able to draw on my model. I think that's just going to be really fun eventually. So those are kind of all the things that I have ready for today. The hopes for today's live is to get the hair done. And then we'll go from there. I want to say get the hair done and start getting everything kind of wrapped around itself where it needs to be. But let's just see, I guess, how long the hair takes. For now, I do really like the idea of just using these strands as a way to create the hair texture, because like I had mentioned, if we go into, let me go ahead and do that. If we go into our reference photos, not that one, this one here, I do love the way that this looks. So essentially I'm going to use the strands to kind of create this sort of a texture for the hair. And we'll kind of go from there. So that's the mission for today. Building slowly but surely. So I think I'll start with this strand because it's kind of the loosest, and that I think would be the most realistic to cover a majority of the head, and then we'll add the more textured pieces, and we can also manipulate them individually once they get on the head. So instead of just having one strand that we duplicate over and over, we'll work on just this. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to Alt-D literally all these strands because, it's, we don't want to have to do coloring for each strand individually. That'll be insane. So I'm just going to grab on the Y and I'm going to start just adding these strands. So this portion will just be me doing this. So we'll just kind of rock out to some lo-fi music. I don't know why that's... I don't know if I need to, I don't want to make them all meshes just yet. So I think we have to Alt-D the original. I think that's the issue that I'm having. Yeah, I don't think we can Alt-D the the duplicate, which is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. But I'm gonna try with this one and see if it works. Oh, it worked. Okay. I think it was just that one. And I think I'm just kind of roughly placing these for now. I'm certain there's clipping. I'm certain it's probably in the weirdest place right now, but for now, I just want to get the strands just somewhat in the vicinity, and then I'll manipulate and use proportional editing to do what needs to be done. And I just want to make sure all the strands are being put. Yep, so all the strands are in our collection. So the hair, at minimum, we can select it all when we need to. I want to go to the side view here. Let's hide Coraline for now. Just gonna add some to the side. And I want to be as random as I can about this because I want it to look like curls would, and curls are very random. So and then I'll grab another kind of strand and I will add that. That way we get some uniqueness in the curl pattern. But I think I'm comfortable with this technique versus the other one, only because I'm not that well versed in that style of doing the hair. So that's the only reason. So okay, so I think that looks cool for the first layer. So we use this looser strand. So I think I also want to incorporate like a really tight strand, but for now we'll just use this one. Okay, so let's just go down the line. So we'll use this one now. And then I will make like a really tight curl that's like really squished. I should have done that. But it's okay. That's kind of how hair texture is anyway. It's a bunch of different textures. So I'm just gonna add this texture until we get a head full of hair. So we'll do that. I don't know if I should have converted it to mesh right now. Just rotating it on the Y or the X, I forget. The Y or the X, I forgot what I pressed. Just so we have either. And I'm not gonna mirror it because I don't want it to be exactly identical. I just want to kind of, I don't know, randomly place it and go from there. I don't think that's allowing me to, no, it's not letting me copy, so leave that there and I'll do another one. Yeah, it was the Y. I rotated on the Y. 180. And then I'll grab and I'll pull it. Just kidding. Grab right here. I don't know why sometimes it's not letting me. Yeah, see, that was a shift D, so this one's gonna, if I do change the hair color in any capacity, that one's gonna, I don't want to do that. So let's try again. There we go. We'll save the really tight curls for like the details. That's what we'll do. Let's start working on the back a little bit. Oops. Right here, let's do this. Sometimes Alt-D doesn't work, and I don't know why. I don't know if I just can't use it on a duplicate sometimes, or what's the deal. But let me also pull this out to the back of the head. And then what other one? It's gonna get tricky. Pull this from the inside of the head. Pull it out. Okay. Let's grab this, pull it out a little bit. The idea is that we would have so much hair that you won't even be able to tell. Is this one in the center of the head? Where's that one located? Yeah, that's in the center, so pull that out as well. Just needing the origin to be at the top of the strand, just to help me with rotation, honestly. And we can shape it once we have proportional editing. Go in. Grab another piece that we can pull out. Aw, let me save it. She's coming to life a little bit. How cute. Okay. All right, so we haven't used this one just yet, so we can use this one. Or maybe let's save that for last. We'll do some thicker pieces. So let's do this maybe for the top portion. So right here, let's rock with this one to fill in some of the gaps. So I'm gonna rotate this on the Y180 as well, just so we can start this one off with the origin at the top. Like that. And I'll rotate it just a bit. We'll go like that. Okay. Starting to get there. Okay. So we did these 4, so we have these. I think I want to get one that can lay. So I want to kind of manipulate it so it lays across. So I'm going to make one more. Before I do that, so we'll use this as like another curl, but this is going to be for the roots, to give the roots a little bit of a curly look. I might drop this down to 0.003. It's a little bit skinnier. 0.004 is probably better. All right, and then for this, let me see if I use this, if this is what this is going to look like for me. Yeah, beautiful. So So let me just grab this little piece here. Pull that up. I just wanted to shape the head. We can tuck it into the curls, no problem, but just need to I'm okay with these curls not being completely perfect because no one's curls are perfect in that way. So I'm okay with this looking a little janky. It's more about the roots. This will be covered anyway. So just kind of winging it. But yeah, we'll let this kind of just be the thing that covers the roots. That's the whole reason for this piece here. So we're just gonna cover the roots with these curls. Like this. Little something like that. And of course we'll go in and manipulate. This whole thing needs to kind of be tucked in. Okay. Perfect. So we'll have that kind of thing. Where is that curl at? Okay. Now, let me just get it. Let me pull it out. So it's more on the root. And then I think this we can mirror. This is okay to mirror. So let me do that. Perfect. Oh my gosh, this looks so cute. I can't believe it's like working. I mean, I feel like we have many strands to go, but we're getting there. Every duplicate is just making it look better. just gonna keep filling in the top portion, and then we'll keep adding our individual strands. And then of course we'll use our proportional editing to shape it eventually. I am so proud of her. Oh my gosh. This is really looking good. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. We'll use, let me see. We'll start using this tighter curl too. We can start adding that. So let me start filling this in some places. And if anything, what I'll do with this curl, I tab into edit mode for this one. And I'm gonna, actually before I do that, let me rotate on the Z180 so that it's pointing in the right direction. And I'm just gonna grab this little piece here. And I'm gonna rotate it in. It's kind of like that. So this one we can start sticking in like that. And this one will start filling in a lot more gaps as well. If you see, oh, we don't want to lose it. And this one as well, we can mirror. And we'll mirror it on the cap so that it sticks inside of the cap. And then this hopefully will start filling in the gaps. It's also, hold on, which one is this? This is hair strand 126. Okay, so I'm gonna move all of these strands into our hair collection as well. Then 126 is a strand that we want to duplicate. I'm just going to continue that same pattern. From the top. Do a few of those, and then back to 126. I'm gonna alt it, but this particular one I'm gonna take off the mirror. So so that I just have a loose one that I can use. At this point, I'm just trying to cover up the cap, essentially. So I may need to go in and make one more round of the top part to kind of fill that in. See what that looks like. Okay. What I also can do is the cap here, I can create a bit of a texture for it so that I don't have to cover every single piece of it. And we can give it like a curly texture in that way too. But I think I'm gonna wanna do another round of the top portion, so like another round of this. And maybe we can go even tighter with the curl. And then that can fill in a cool amount. And then we'll make that maybe a little thicker. So what I'll do is I can use one of these. No, let's do a thick, one more. But we'll make this one really tight. So like similar to this, but even tighter than this. So we can even drop the steps to 12, so there's not as many vertices. The turns are fine. 0.03, and the height we can go something like that even. That's cool. And that makes it a lot tighter. And then jumping into our settings, we'll do 0.002, 5, let's go 0.006, because we do want it to be a little bit thicker to fill in all of that. That will work. Yeah, we want this one a little bit thicker so that we can get those gaps really filled in. So I'm going to scale it here. I want to rotate on the Y 180 so that our origin is up at the top. I'm going to Control L. I'm going to link the material. And then I'm going to Alt D so that we have this one. I'm going to rotate on the Y90. And then what I'll do, so I'll grab on the Z. Let's get this placed in a way. Grab on the Y, kind of straight to the front there. Okay. I'm gonna tab in. I'm gonna rotate. Oh, because I Alt-D'd, so hold on. Let me get out of here. I'm gonna Shift-D. Because I Alt-D'd, whatever I do to that original is gonna, or whatever I do to this one's gonna happen to this one. So we're gonna get rid of that. So we'll just have this as reference. Let me save it because I've done a lot of work. I also want to pull this forward even more. So maybe about there. All right, I think that's okay for the strand. Oops. Let me make sure. 138. So we'll go ahead and put that into here. 138 we will also mirror. And I think this will help us fill it in a lot more since it's much thicker. Yeah, I think that looks great. Just pull it down a little. There we go. And let's get it to touch. Just like that. And I think now we're talking. Then I'm gonna go to top view. And I'm just gonna Alt-D. Perfect. Whoops. think that looks really good. Definitely gonna add some more to the back to even this out. So let's do that. Okay, and now let's just go back to adding our strands. And I don't think we have much left. I'm just gonna fill out the back so it looks a lot fuller. And then we'll use proportional editing to kind of shape it. And then I think we can also start working on some texturing, some texture painting. But for now, I'll add some of this one here. So we'll add this one to the back. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Scale on the X a little. It's a little wide. And we'll start right here. And I'll just Alt-D a bunch. And then let's add some more, maybe skinny strands. So we did this one. I don't know if we'll need this one at all. But we can add, let's add some more of this. We'll add some more of these three, as a matter of fact, to the back. And then I'll go to the front, but I just want to get this back filled in a little bit more. So I'm just going to add some more of this guy. And what I'll do is I'll rotate on the X so that it's just going in a different direction than when we previously used it. And I'll come down to about here. But let's see where we are actually. So, oops. So do that, and then just grab on the Y and pull you back to where you need to be. And then what I'm seeing also, I'm gonna rotate this on the Z so that the strand is going inward towards the head. And then I'm just gonna grab on the X and we'll start over here. Let's just get a little closer. I'm just gonna look at the side view one more time. We can pull it in kind of right there. And then we'll just duplicate. Filling in so that you're not seeing any of the back of the head. But we also will have different size strands as well. So just looking to cover any skin. Okay, I think that's good for that strand. Let's do our looser strand. So we'll do this one next. We're getting there. Let's look from the front and see how the back looks. That looks great. Fantastic. I'm very pleased. I'm probably going about this super long way, but I can't say that I'm not enjoying it and that I'm not enjoying seeing this progress little by little. So we've been live for, how long have we been live? For an hour and 20. So to be 100% honest, that's not awful. I can't imagine any other technique. I mean, if I did one solid mesh, that would be much faster, but separate that, I just feel that this technique isn't so far-fetched. So I'm not mad at it. And also this project is definitely about learning. So I've never fully created a character like this from scratch. So, you know, I knew there would be a lot of just winging it, which I'm completely fine with. My whole Blender experience has been winging it, so I'm not new to it. I'm true to it. But all in all, I love this, the way that this is coming out. And essentially, I know it's a ton of spirals, a ton of curves, but I'm just gonna make it one big mesh once I'm completed, and then I'll just manipulate it how I need to. And for me, that feels right. Like I mentioned, I did have the other way of manipulating the strands for sure that I could have utilized, but because I'm not so well versed in that method just yet, and I am doing curly, which the thing with curls is, you know, every curl is a different pattern. So I think I would have had to go about making separate types of curls anyway. So I felt confident just preparing myself and prepping myself with the curls ahead of time, to set myself up for success. And I feel like it's worked out in my favor. I like the way it's coming out. I feel like it's giving the curl pattern that I was hoping for. So I'm not mad at this technique at all, but I understand if this is not ideal. I get that too. But I'm just doing what makes the most sense for me in this particular project. So as long as we get to the end result, I think I'll be a happy girl. And then tomorrow, I would imagine we'll start tackling the body. So as far as we get today, I mean, we still have a good amount of time. So I feel like we can get the texture painting done today. And just any final sculpting that I need to do. And I can sculpt out this hair. Just kind of fixing this so it's not so kind of weird. But I think that's as good in the back. The side is good. I'll definitely sculpt that so it's more rounded. But the curls are there. And then from the front, let's see how we look. I think it looks so good in the front. Now we'll just add some of these pieces to give it a little bit more not definition, but just to give it kind of that uniqueness. So let's grab on the Y, and then we can start framing it. We'll maybe add some more to the side as well. That could help. But let's do the front for now. Perfect. So let's just add some pieces. My dog. Okay, And then what I'll do is I'll go towards the bottom and click the last few that I just did. I'm gonna pull them, I'm gonna rotate them a little. Okay. I mean, adorable. I love her. All right, I want to actually grab this on the Z. Hairline is giving a little too low. I mean, I love her. I love her little curls. I think she's such a sweet little angel. We'll add some eyeliner. The front, I'm still wanting to fix it even just a little. Even just a little. Feel like maybe I can, let me see if I rotate it. It's a bit. I think me doing that helps. And then we get to that one. Okay. That feels good for me. And then we can use texture paint to give it like some edges so it doesn't look so but I'm really liking where we ended up. Honestly, I'm very happy. Okay. Wow. Okay, I did say the sides, right? I'll add a little bit more to the sides. So let's do that. Let me look at my other sides. My other side, yeah. Okay, we'll just add a little bit more to the side. And then I think we can call it. The front is so cute. I can't believe this. I'm very happy with this. Okay, let me save. And for the side, I'll use these two. So let's go to the side. Hold D. Grab on the Y. Let's just get it. start right there. And let's just grab it on the X just a little bit more. And we'll put it right to about there. And you know what? This we can mirror because it's okay for both sides to be. So let me go to front view. I'm going to mirror this so I don't have to do mirror the head. Yeah, so I won't have to do that 2 times. So we'll just rock out with this. And then let's Alt-D and get this filled in. And then we'll do the skinny one to just give it some definition. Because we don't need that many, huh? Pull this up and cover that up. Okay, I think that's solid. Let's rotate this one. Get it kind of in there a little bit better. Perfect. Why don't we take these 3, rotate them in a little bit. Let's grab them again. Just get them in there a little bit better. Okay, and we'll use the like I mentioned, we'll use the proportional editing. So I'm going to Alt-D. We'll add a few of our skinnies. Grab on the X. Just to break this up, let's rotate on the X 180. Grab on the Z. I'm going to rotate this a little bit. Grab. Rotate. Cool. And then let's grab on the Y, as a matter of fact. Same thing, we'll mirror this one. Really hot. Let me take off my hoodie. Okay. And then let's start duplicating. So Alt-D. Let's get some really pretty single strands in here. And then I think I'll grab those last bunch. And we gotta get that rotated in even better. Pull it down. Okay, grab on the X. Just gonna pull these in so they're not so. You know what, actually? I'm just gonna scale it. And that'll do it. Let's scale on the Z a little. All right, let's look at the side view. I think we're on to something here. So I think what I'll actually do is I'm going to take these hair strands and I'll put these in a collection. So I'm going to put these as we'll do reference hair strands for these guys, and then the other ones are just our literal hair strands. How many hair strands we got? 243. That's not crazy. With some modifier, with some mirrored, so that's a good amount. All right, so our reference hair strands for now, we can hide ya. Here's our little model. We can also hide you all. Let's put you also with the reference hair strands so that if I do need to add more hair strands, we have that option. And now I can tweak what we have. This is great. I kind of can't believe this is like real. It's kind of insane. Okay, so the hair is done. I think that's exactly how I want it. Definitely will shape it with proportional editing, but for the most part, I'm very pleased with what we've created, what we've done. So very happy. Okay. Okay. All right, I think I really like that for now. So now I think I'm gonna go in and let's get the eyebrows kind of shrink wrapped onto the face. I'll get the eyeliner looking a little bit better, and then I'll add some texture painting to the eyeliner, as well as, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do some texture painting. So let's go ahead and pull up our reference photo again. This time, we can go ahead and move it. So let's grab on the X and we'll pull her over. And I'll kind of use this to like play with colors, and we'll add some layers to our model. I'm gonna grab some water, maybe a snack, water and a snack, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got some trail mix, some water, some cashews, some chocolate. So, should be good to go for part 2. So now we're gonna jump into some texture painting. Honestly, I haven't done texture painting in a really long time. So there will be some trial and error, so bear with me on that. But we are all set up to go. So I've already kind of done a little bit just to test it out. So we are all set up in that regard. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we get into the texture painting, let's get those eyebrows shrink wrapped to the head. We'll start there. Sorry, my chair is stuck. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get the eyebrows shrink wrapped to the head. So we can apply that subdivision, and then I'm just gonna use shrink wrap modifier to the head, and then we'll just pull it out even a little. Point 2, let's see what that looks like. Let's see. I think that's okay for now. We'll deal with when we're going to be rigging and everything. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Now, for this little, this is kind of just the start of the eyeliner, to be honest. But let me go ahead and fix it. So I'm just going to grab on the Z, pull it down a bit. Jump into edit mode. I'm gonna edge select just this little. I'm gonna edge select. Yeah, that. And then I'm just gonna grab with proportional editing and just pull this up. Here we go. And then I'll do the same here. And I'll do the same here. Just trying to pull it out a little bit. I mean, while I'm here, I can just use proportional editing to wrap it. So I'm using this corner here to kind of rock it. So just pull it back. To here. Smooth it out like that. And then I'll probably just mirror it and not deal with the same situation on the other side. But if the mirror doesn't work, I'll just do it again, no problem. Spinning this just so I can get a better view. What's going on right there? Let's get that fixed. Make it smaller. I think we gotta pull it backwards. That's why it's kind of looking like that. Look up top here. You gotta pull this back a little bit. Like that. Do that, undo that, grab on the Y, try to get it in there a little bit better. All right, and then just checking this out. That looks like it needs to come down, so let me see what's going on there. last little area right here. It's just all wrong. Let me grab. Okay. Let me look at it face on or head on. Okay, cool. And then even this, I can like squish this corner in a little bit. Let me do that. I mean, I like that vibe, but it's a little too thick, so I'm just gonna I think I'll grab that and maybe that. Just give it a bit of that, and then I'll grab this piece here and I'll just pull it down, and we'll do something like that. And then maybe I can smooth that out just a little. Okay. All right, let's see if I can mirror this. Let me hide this one for now. And, because I don't want to do that again. Mirror. Beautiful. Okay. So we don't need this one any longer. So now we have that, and then I can do my texture painting, and we'll add some color and stuff in there. Let's just look at it from the side. Okay, nothing's like sticking out too much, so that's cool. And I'll save it. Cool, cool. I do think I could really improve the sculpting tremendously, but I didn't want to get caught there today. I did do a little bit earlier. I softened like the lips and the nose, but I do think I could amp it up a lot more, but we'll save that for closer to the end. Once we have like the body done and stuff, we'll then fine tune all the stuff. But for today, I would love to get just like a rough draft of like a bit of the texture painting and all that. So let's just jump into that now. Let's see, is my tablet on? Okay, it's on. Beautiful. So let's click the head and go to texture paint. Hard paint. So I want to do like a, let's see what an airbrush looks like. How intense is that? That's really choppy. It could be the pressure of my pen. I might have to press harder. Well, I guess airbrush is kind of choppy, so we're not going to do that. I just want like a soft, very soft fill, hard paint, paint soft. There we go. See what that, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Beautiful. I guess the radius being 20 is fine. So let's just do a little eyeliner, I guess. And I think also because I have OBS, I have Spotify running. It's just kind of causing it to be a lot choppier than I would prefer. So I'll definitely go back in probably later and like fine tune when the only thing running is Blender. But for now, we can just do a general coloring. Also start adding some shadows as well. think because we're running into some lagging. Let's see if I smear this, if it helps at all. Just want to like. Uh-oh. Whoop. Let me pick a color as a matter of fact. Let me pick that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I need to paint soft. Just gonna paint over this. Just not giving. And then I'll just go back in and fix it. We'll just paint over it for now. Okay. Okay, I'll just do like a light paint like that. And then let's give her some highlights. I'm gonna put some shadows. It's very gothic. We don't want it that deep. But I do think kicking it up a notch up there is cute. And then bringing it down. Also cute. And then a little bit here, not too much. That's too much. Also, fill this in. It's a little bright. Oh, this is also paint hard. So let me kind of reverse. Hold on. Okay, gotta go back to soft. You know, I'm feeling like my hands are tied in this moment because we're moving a little bit slower. Than I would prefer, but I think it's because I have so many things running. So considering that, I do think this is a phenomenal point to kind of keep it at. The eyes feel a little large though now, so I think I'm gonna go into object mode real quick, and I want to shrink them a little. They're a bit big now. Oops. So let me click eyes. I'm gonna just scale our babies down a bit. It just feels better that way. But then it changes everything. I'll play around with that after the fact. I think we can get out of texture painting. So I think I'll finish texture painting kind of offline. And then let me see. Maybe we can work on the hair a little bit. I can just focus on doing what I need to do as far as the hair goes. Oh yeah, and I'll put a little, you know what, let's just do that really quickly and just see what that looks like. I'm gonna put a little texture paint underneath. So we'll do that again, paint soft. Let's make the radius much bigger. Oops. Turn that off, maybe. All right, I'm not sure why it's it's not reading right now. It's kind of annoying. Switch brushes. Yeah, it's like not reading at all. Blender loves, okay, there we go. Now we're back. So let me do soft again. I just want to kind of blur this a little. I don't know if it's because the strength is at 100, so I don't know why it wouldn't. Is that reading at all? I'm not seeing it. So I don't know what's up with that. Try this one. It's also not doing a thing. Is it because I'm not using my, let me see if I use my Wacom. Nope, it's not reading. I don't really have time for this, you know? I don't know why this would be happening. Let me see if I try to do paint hard. That works. I don't know why the other brushes are not working. But that's annoying. So we'll just leave, I'm gonna leave this texture painting just for later. I'm not gonna deal with it right now, I guess. And then I'm thinking for tomorrow, we'll do the body. We'll start working on the body. I'm gonna try to think of the best way to tackle that. Again, this is gonna be a claymation style, so I want to also keep that in mind, that we will be doing like a claymation. So the texture of everything is not going to be as smooth as we're seeing here. I do have a clay shader, but it didn't quite work yesterday as I thought it would. So I'll have to do some digging and figure out exactly how I want to handle that as well. So I'm going to save this right now. And then I'm going to take all of my hair, I think. I'm going to select objects. This is all my hair strands. And I'm going to join it and then convert it to a mesh. So let's see if that works. Control J, beautiful. And then convert to mesh. Cool. And now the hair is one piece. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, and then I'm gonna tab into edit mode. And like I mentioned, I'll just use proportional editing. It's a lot of polys. So I already know that's gonna be exactly this. And I'll just kind of pull in what I need to. of some kind of cutting into the eye, so we'll pull that out. Same here. Okay. Oh my gosh, so good. There we go. Hair is done. That was the mission. That was the mission for the day. I can't believe we got there. We got a little texture painting going. I love that. I don't love the neck. We're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know what's going on here. But we'll worry about the body tomorrow. I'll figure out what method I want to go through to do the body. I'm also going to figure out what claymation style shader that we want to use. I might go in and do a little bit more sculpting to get a little bit more definition. But again, just remembering that it is a claymation, so there's going to be a lot of texture going on with just this shader, simply the shader. So keeping that in mind. Yeah, so I think today on my own, I'll just go ahead and wrap up the head where I want it to be. Considering if we are going to be doing any remeshing or anything like that, I'll come to a final decision with that today. The hair is just about completed. I think it looks great. I think it would look totally different in a rendered view than it does now. So I think that'll be something cool. So let's add a light. Scale it up. And get rid of our reference for now. I'm going to add a plane so that the plane has the head has something to catch on to. Because we can leave it that size for now. Let's bump this up to like 200, maybe 150. We'll add an HDRI. Why don't we do that? I did download some new ones. Let's do this one. Cute. So this is it in the rendered view. So I guess we don't really need this so much. But this is it in the rendered view. I'm very proud of her. I'm very, very proud of her. I do want to shrink the eyes a little bit. That is something that I'll probably do if I do keep this area white, which is making the eyes look even larger, which is throwing me off just a tad bit. But this is the model so far. I'm very, very happy with the hair. I didn't quite know how we would get there, but we did. So I'm really glad that I took the time to I'm glad I took the time to do it, because I was really wanting it to be curly hair. So I'm glad that we took the time to do strand by strand. But this is the character so far. Very proud of her. Got a few strands kind of loose. We'll fix that also. But I mean, all in all, I feel really excited about it. And the moment like she comes to life, I'm gonna die, like literally. So I'm gonna figure out what I want to do for her outfit, what we're gonna do for the body. We already have an idea that we're gonna do the body very similar to Coraline. So I mean, I could go the easy way out. Let me see, how do I unhide? Oh, what did I do? Oh, I think, oh, I unhid everything. Okay, well, we can hide the reference photos. We can hide those two things too. What was that? But there's my Coraline. What's this? Oh yeah, we don't need these. The Bezier curves. What else don't we need? Oh, right eyeliner any longer either. I thought I got rid of that one. Anyway, we do have the Coraline model, right? So if I take Coraline and literally put her body on my model, let me pull the head back just so we hide Coraline's face, but we can see the body. To something like that, that could kind of work. Let me try to make it fit a little bit better. Pull the head down like that. Right, so just pretend that's my model's body. So that's essentially what I'm going for. I want very slim and skinny. So I could just simply do that, put my model's head on an already modeled body, which would save me a ton of time, to be honest. And then I could proceed to work on the other characters. So we may do that. That could be really a great idea. But I'll think about it. I'll see what I want to do, because then that would kind of push us in a trajectory of like completing pretty quickly. And I mean, we did this head in 3, so we'll say 4 days it took to do the head. Which is, I mean, considering I don't do this often, I don't typically model characters, I feel very excited about how quickly that moved. So I have 2 main characters that I want to get done. I need a male character, and then I need a little baby character. And that would be it for my main characters. And then there are some extras that I'll have in certain scenes, but I can download some extras from Sketchfab, because they'll just be kind of sitting at a Thanksgiving table in one of the scenes. So that's not critical. It's just placement characters. So what I'll do for tomorrow is I'll put up the list of assets that we're going to need for this entire short film, and we'll just slowly start chipping away at that. So trying to take advantage of the fact that you know, any person who is working on a short film completely by themselves does not model every single item that's in it. It would just take far too long. I'm giving myself about 6 months to complete this, so I feel that I'm way ahead of schedule. But anything that I can do to kind of speed this up while still giving it my own personal touch is what I want to do. So if I can model at least the heads on their own and then just borrow bodies, I'm comfortable with that. Because again, I haven't ever modeled clothing, nor have I modeled bodies, hands, or anything like that. So if I could borrow Coraline's body and then go about rigging it, that would actually be awesome. So we might go that avenue, and then tomorrow just focus on finalizing the character, just getting it in the T-pose, and then rigging we'll save for once we have all the characters ready, and then we can just proceed maybe to the next character. Or I have been working, there's a rocking chair. The rocking chair is a big part of this short film as well. So I did start modeling the rocking chair, so I could go back to hard modeling next week or in the next few days and just do some assets that I need that I want to model myself. Some I'll download, and some, like the rocking chair very specifically, I want to model that so that it has a very personal touch. And then I do have other assets that I've modeled in the past, like my rotary phone and my vinyl player and things like that, that I want to add into this scene. And then we'll eventually transition to doing the entire scene of this short film. So there's a lot to get done, but this is essentially going to be the main character of my product or of my short film. So once we kind of get her pinned down exactly how we want her, I feel like everything else will go very smoothly. This for me was one of the biggest challenges, just getting the character modeled. So I'm very pleased with what we have so far. I do think I can push it a little bit further, make it a little bit better, but with all of the different softwares I have running, it's lagging a little bit, and I don't want it to be an unenjoyable experience for you all either. So I think where we are today is fabulous. I feel great about this. I feel very accomplished today. I've been trying to keep these to about 2.5, 3 hours. But I noticed at like the 3-hour mark, I'm kind of fried. My brain is kind of fried. So I need a beat to take a moment. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a beat. And we'll get back to this tomorrow around the same time between 12:30 and 1:30. And we'll just keep chipping away at this. So I'm really excited. Thank you all for joining me today. This was really fun. I feel very, very happy with today's model, today's session. It was really good. I'm very happy. So, yeah, I will catch y'all tomorrow. Hope this brought you some sense of calm, some peace, something to watch. Hope the vibes were right. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely drop them in the comments. Shout out to us finally having 300 subscribers. It's a huge milestone. So I'm very happy that the community continues to grow. There is a Discord that you can join. Bobbi Zenn as well. The links are in the on the YouTube page, so you can check that out if you want to go in there. I'll keep you updated on like when I'll be going live, times I'll be going live, if I shift the time or if I don't go live that day. I put everything in there, work in progress, things like that. And yeah, I think that's it for me for today. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same place. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. And don't forget, if you find something that calms you, zens you out, make space and time for it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.